I'm at this really pretty cafe in Bali, very close to where I live, and I'm just so relaxed. My plan was to come here and make a YouTube video on why I left my corporate life and I became the creator, the entrepreneur of my life. And I came here and I just sat in silence, watched the birds literally frolic in the rice fields, like playing with each other. I was actually sitting in rain. It's actually drizzling right now. And I felt like I've just come out of a spa, feeling so relaxed. Oh my god, my brain is off. And then I was like, oh, but then I planned something else. And I'm so okay with not following my plan. Of course, like for a second, my mind was, oh, but then we planned something, we're not doing it, so what? Because there's anyway no guarantee that if you follow your exactly defined plan you will get the exact result that you want. I mean, the proof is in our lives. There's so many quote unquote coincidences, synchronicities that happen that we could never even have planned from our mind because we didn't even know that that existed. Yet those surprising moments changed our lives, changed our moments, created something bigger. Because to be alive is to be out of control. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't plan. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't have a to-do list. It means that all of that is also part of your being, not your entire being. So, what does losing control in your day-to-day creative cycle looks like? One thing is, meditation is the easiest way to be grounded, to be still, to be present. It helps you center yourself even when things are not going well in your life, and it's very natural for you to feel like worried, stressed, think about the negative what ifs. But when you are meditating, you start becoming the observer of it all, and that's the key. That's the key to being truly happy. Because especially how manifestation and spirituality is rolling out in the world, we feel like when I'm visualizing a luxury car or a hot boyfriend, when I get that, I'll be happy. For a moment, yes, you will be, but your happiness is very conditional, so you'll have to sort of depend on the thing that you manifested, if you do, to be in that state. So what if you learn how to be in that state anyway, and the boyfriend and the car is an add-on, so you enjoy that too. In fact, you enjoy it more. You know why? Because now you don't have that attachment to what you manifested or you want to manifest. You know that you are much bigger and much beyond everything, so you feel light in life. You feel like breeze, at ease, even when you're building something quote unquote big. I can do this, I can do quote unquote. I'm so relaxed that I don't want to move my body. I'm reading this book called Conversations with God. It's blowing my mind away. It's blowing my mind away. So it's written by Neil Donald Walsh. What he's doing is, this is part 3. There are 2 more parts to it. I can't wait to put my hands on them. What he's doing is, he's literally channeling conversations with God. So it's a dialogue basically, this book. He's asking the question or making remarks, God is answering. And I am so grateful that I am at that point in life where I understand it, not only mentally, but I understand it on a being level, everything that God is saying. Versus 13 years back, I picked up a book on freedom by Osho. And that was the first time I read about ego. Before that, I knew about ego just like, the word, English word ego. Oh, he's being egoistic, she's being egoistic. But ego is literally ingrained in all of us. It mostly comes from survival mode. And when I read that book, and he was saying that everybody who you see around you, they're mostly running from ego, the politicians, the managing directors, the CEOs, and I was just so confused. I couldn't even read 1/3 of it. I was like, but then, so what does that mean? Do you stop desiring things in life? Then what will you do? How will you earn? Now I get it. After 13 years of constant practice, constant discovery. And discovery is not easy because most of the times you don't have an answer. So most of the time you're in the question state. I've asked a question, now I am in pause state and the answer is coming to me. It's not comfortable to not know. And now I'm really getting this book because I'm living it, which is just be. And it's sometimes a little complicated to explain this when I'm having a monologue with you. I'm not getting questions back. I love my live sessions. The energy people bring, the questions they bring. That's why who you are when you enter the session and who you are by the middle of it and who you are when you're leaving the session, you're transformed. I guarantee you that. Because it is your receptivity, it is your curiosity that brings that energy out of me, and I share it in your world and you receive it, you transformed right away. I'm seeing it in the fucking eyes, in the lives of people who join. In fact, I don't call them my clients anymore. I call them co creators. Because you are the one who is actually creating the transformation in the sessions. I am not the one. This is my biggest learning from Money Power Circle that we did, because I realized in the very final session, it wasn't even the final one. I added a session, I gifted one session to everybody, and I was wondering, why did my intuition ask me to add a session? Now I get it why, because I had to receive this learning that it wasn't in my control, the transformation that was happening in that session. I felt like we're all in this beautiful ocean of light. We're all in it. Like everybody who was there in the session, and even I am. It's not flowing through me. It's just is. I don't know who is getting a sense of that right now. But I hope you're getting some sense. And in fact, I would say, don't even try to understand it. If you can see my eyes right now, just look into my eyes and just look into my eyes. That. The ability to pause. That's your key to a surrender to possibility life. Something that I would not have imagined saying from my mouth 6 years back, maybe. I was insanely ambitious. I still am. I still want the entire world. Um, but it's happening from a heart space now. It's happening from intuition space. It's happening from a co-creative space, from a space of oneness. That's why you feel so relaxed, creating much bigger things. And I am so grateful. I don't think I could ever express my gratitude to my previous selves. Man, I used to go from one mindset coaching to another training to some self development seminar. I was everywhere. I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow, I wanted to heal myself, I wanted to heal depression, I wanted to heal anxiety. I wanted answers for my questions. And that one moment I would never forget. It was such an out of body moment. I felt like I've gone out of my body and I'm observing myself. I have this really heavy bag on my shoulders because I was studying for CA. I had very heavy books and registers. If you have done CA or a degree like that, you know what I mean. And I'm at the metro station and I have hair in my oil. I have oil in my hair, and I was able to feel that it was really heavy and I was tired by that time. And I'm going to this particular seminar on self development. I didn't have to. I didn't have to. I did not have to. I kept showing up. Most of the times I felt like I'm not getting my answers. I'm not growing. I kept showing up. I kept asking questions. I used to have, on the last page of my journal, I used to have questions written down. Like, I have this problem, what's the solution? With this family member, I feel this conflict. And I used to then go to those people and ask them questions. And at that time, I had a very short term vision. Oh, once depression is healed, then I am sorted for life. Who cares about this work? In fact, that was a very transformative moment when I had stopped working on my mindset. I had stopped going to seminars and stuff. And I had this realization. I remember where I was standing in my room. I had this realization that I do this work only when I feel low or depressed or I have a problem. I don't work on my mind when I'm feeling happy. Do I do that with brushing my teeth? No, I brush my teeth every day because they need that maintenance. And I was like, fuck, this is apparently a way of life, way of being, to take care of your mind and body and soul, to take care of them, nurture them, hold them in love. Not only on the best days or the worst days, just every day, because you literally live with your mind, body, and soul. Why not have a beautiful connection? And I was like, I never went back from there to a life of not taking care of my mind, body, and soul. It's just so incorporated in my life. I wake up nurturing my mind, I sleep nurturing my mind. I listen to my intuition the entire day. I listen to my body the entire day. Even when I'm wearing something like this dress, I haven't worn since Australia. So it's been 1.5 years. And I've stopped feeling this dress. I wasn't really feeling this one. So I was like, I'm not gonna wear it if my body is not feeling it. And today I just saw it in my suitcase and my body said, yes. And I was like, cool, I'm not going against it. Because my mind was like, hey, it's a little too feminine now. My body was like, yes. It's like, cool, I'm going ahead. And I feel so good wearing this. I feel different, not like the other time. Okay, my alarm has gone off. Now it's time for me to go back to my villa, walk in the rice fields, and then go back to my villa and do a client session. I love everybody who tunes in, who shows up, whether today or 10 years later, 20 years later, because I'll be doing this work. I've chosen it and it has chosen me. There's no going back, there's only growing into it. I love you all. I'm gonna see you in the next video.